I'm just gonna say it out loud. I hate being a parent sometimes. I hate it and sometimes I love it. Sometimes it's really a mix of feelings. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, I love and I hate being a parent. I'm just gonna say it out loud. Before I became a parent, nobody told me that, oh, your kid is going to not sleep all night sometimes. Your kid is going to whine at you for no reason, be moody, talk back at you. You're gonna be picky at food. Oh, they're gonna complain about the smallest, craziest things sometimes when they're tired. Oh, you don't wanna see when they're tired. Anyway, but above all of that, I have to say that when I reflect, and especially when I'm in a really bad mood, and despite me being quite a calm person, I would say, what most people this would describe me as. I would say my daughter, who turned 6 years old this year, really knows sometimes how to push my buttons. I think it's we as parents get upset because they're our child and we don't like the way that they react or talk to us. And of course, it gets to us more because we're their parents. So that's what I think. I don't know. What do you think? Does your child talk back at you? And what do you think or feel about the general feeling of being a parent? I would really like to know. So, for me, when I am really, really pissed, sometimes I must say, I try to hold on to, okay, what are the things that I have learned and I appreciate being a parent for? What are the lessons that I've learned? And in this video now, I want to share my honest thoughts that here are some of the things which I feel my child, my 6-year-old daughter, has taught me the positive values. The first thing on my list is patience. I would say I am a pretty patient person, but I must admit that my patience level has increased ever since becoming a parent. Because if I didn't, and if I yeah, because if I didn't do that, I think I will go nuts. So yes, I learned to be more patient. Second on my list is forgiveness. I don't know if you recall when you're a child and yeah, maybe you have a discussion or argument with your parents and yeah, maybe you might go to sleep angry and when you wake up the next morning, for me, I always wake up feeling, oh, it's a new morning and I kind of forget about the day before. It's a new morning, I'm happy, all is forgiven. I feel as we grow older, we tend to hold on to a lot of things which hurts us, which is really unnecessary. So one of the things really I really love my daughter for is she reminded me the importance of forgiving more easily and don't hold on to unnecessary anger in your heart. I freaking love her for that. The third thing is to love hard. What I mean by this is you can be so angry with someone, but at the same time you can love them so much. In Chinese, we have this saying, 骂是疼，打是爱. So what it means is when you are angry with someone, when you scold someone, you actually care about them. And when you are angry or when you beat them, you actually love them a lot. Now, I'm not telling you to beat your child. That's not what I'm saying. But if you really think about the meaning behind this sentence, it actually makes a lot of sense. The reason why we as parents get so angry, I believe it's because we love our children so much. We have that kind of expectations from them, and we hope in our hearts that when we are loving and nice to them, that we will get the same treatment. But perhaps, yes, they are also their own person, and sometimes they have their moods, and sometimes they have their moments, and so we just have to kind of go with the flow and still love them as they are. So rather trying to change them and trying to hope that they become someone in our minds. So for me, for my daughter, I always do my best to guide her to just be the best version of herself. I don't expect her to be me or my husband or anyone else. I just want her to be herself, the best version that she can be of herself. So as much as we can be very angry, we also have to learn how to forgive, like I said in my second point, and to always hold on to love, because love is really the one thing that can really hold everyone together, hold the relationship together. Because let's be real here, when you have a child, I don't know about you, but impacts it impacted my marriage very badly. What about you? I would like to know. And the next point on my list is gratitude. Ever since becoming a parent, I would say that I've told my parents this many times, but I have no shame. I'm going to say it out again. Mom and dad, thank you so much for bearing with me, for everything that you've done for me. Now, as a parent, I realize how much they've had to put up, how much of sacrifices they've done, how much of love they've put in me, and the time, finances, everything, you name it. So, mom and dad, I love you, and thank you so much for giving me this life and all the opportunities that I have. Next on my list, appreciate the small things. Have I already said I love my daughter? Okay. So the thing is, I feel that sometimes, yes, as we grow older, we tend to focus so much on the goals that we want, bigger things, and so on, which is not wrong. But we also tend to forget to appreciate the little things. Maybe the little flower on the curbside that looks so beautiful, the little butterflies that's flying around, the weather, taking a moment to just enjoy the beachside or going for a walk or cycling or just enjoy even a pretty stone. Sometimes my daughter collects stones and tells me, or even a stick and tells me that, hey, mama, this stick is really pretty. I want to give it to you. I'm looking at the stick and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, thanks, honey. Looks pretty. Or maybe it could be a leaf, whatever. But I mean, I love her so much for she's sometimes just so in the moment, appreciating everything around her. And I love children for that. They are just amazing. Next on my list, staying curious. I feel that this is really one very, very good trait that children have. They are curious about everything, they question things, they never stop learning. And this is actually related to having a growth mindset. If you think about it, children are like a big sponge. They're just constantly questioning, learning, repeating, and adapting. What a beautiful mind. And as we grow older, we tend to get into this fixed mindset thinking that, yeah, I've done that, I've tried that before. So if it failed, it's not going to work out. So we just give in, we declare defeat before we even try again. Children, no, they are very persistent. They will keep trying, they will keep questioning until they get their answers, and they will never stop becoming a better version of themselves. So I love my daughter for reminding me to stay curious. Next on my list, number 7, importance of being silly. Again, I feel this is very related to becoming older and aging. We tend to take life so seriously. Everything is like, or maybe not everything, but most things we like to think of it like it's a do or die situation. Like, oh, it's so urgent, it's so important. I'm not saying there is no important moments in life. Of course there is. But in a child's eye, in their view, their world, even in the most tense situations, I don't know how they do it, but somehow they still have the capacity to think, oh, hey, let's make the best out of it. Let's break a joke, let's be silly. And of course, in some moments, I'm thinking, okay, honey, this is not the moment to be silly. But of course, depending on the context. However, in most situations, I would say, yeah, she's right. I mean, it's I love her that even when I'm really stressed up, she has the capacity to be empathetic, and she later on can just do something really crazy and silly and funny, and we can just laugh everything away, laugh away all the stress, laugh away all the problems, and just be happy. Life is too freaking short to be so serious and so stressed up all the time. Last on my list, I must admit, when I first became a parent, for the first 1 year, I was actually quite depressed because my daughter really was not sleeping well. She was waking up every 30 minutes, 1 hour, day and night. I was so exhausted, out of my mind. That's why I was really depressed. And I really felt like such a bad mom, such a loser. I I really thought I made a bad mistake. I thought that I'm not cut out for this. Anyway, years later now, I would say There are moments where I still feel like this, and I question myself if I'm a good mom or I'm good enough. But I think sometimes we as parents, we need to show ourselves some self compassion. I believe we are all, as parents, doing our best. And we just have to remind ourselves that being a parent, it is a very important role, because everything that we say, everything that we do, that we show them, it shapes their future. So the most biggest gift that my daughter has given to me is to teach me every day to become the best version of myself, a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And it fills my heart just thinking about it. So to anyone watching this, do I regret becoming a parent? The answer is no. Do I suggest you should become a parent? Yes, when you're ready. And when I mean when you're ready, I mean mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. When you're ready, I would say yes, become a parent. I like I shared in this video, there are so many good values, traits, blessings that you will learn and receive. So much of love that you will receive from becoming a parent. But be warned, which nobody told me before, that will come with a lot of pain and crying and arguments and all of that, because that's just part of life, ups and downs. So, all right. So, thank you so much for watching. And I would like to hear from you. Are you a parent? How many children do you have? And what's the kind of challenges that you face as a parent? And what are the positive things that you've learned from parenthood? I'd really like to hear from you. So, do share with me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day.